Hello all. So in this session, we'll be looking at the toppers answer papers for both Maths Standard and for Maths Basic. This is basically for getting an idea of how to present your paper, how to highlight the final answer and all that. So let's get started. This is a standard paper. We'll be doing the standard paper first. So the general instructions are you can start with any section you want, but if you start with a section, you have to complete that section before you move on to the next section. Now see, this person started with section D first, okay? Then once section D is over, once all the questions of section D is over, then to the next section. Do make the borders a bit more neater. This person has drawn the border like at the center of the page, but do make it a bit more neater. Now see, this is another important part where you have two questions, like one question has two choices, either of it you have to do. So which choice you're writing, clearly mention it, okay? Now, if there is a possibility of drawing a figure, do draw the figure. Like if it's a section formula is being used here. See, there's a small intro given here, the section formula being used here, all that is mentioned here, okay? So manage your time well and try to write whatever you can in that time. If you have very less time, you should focus on writing the most important part, but if you feel like you can manage time, you can still make your answer much better, you can present it well, then you can go for further explanation of why you've written this, writing steps, especially in trigonometry. If you're it's a proof question, if you can write what identity you have used, all that, if you can do it, usually it doesn't really matter if you directly substitute your final answer. If it is coming properly, you'll get marks, but if you can do it, it's a very good thing to do. It is highly recommended to do. That gives the examiner an impression. So that's a thing. Now see, LHS is equal to LHS and RHS given, so LHS is equal to, and you start, okay? This is a construction question. Construction is deleted this year, so I don't think you need this. So that's a general idea of how the topper's answer was presented in 2020. Okay, this is the graph sheet. Given to prove proof. Okay, given to prove proof. Do write that if it's a proof question, especially triangles, circles. Do write it. And median class, draw a box like this, okay? So it's easier for you also to identify and for the examiner also to identify. And if you make a mistake, do not scribble it, just put one strike, it should look neat. Even if your handwriting is not good, final answer, just leave sufficient space after each question to draw lines, or at least leave a gap to, to show that this is a different question and the next question is continued. That will all make your paper look better, even if your handwriting is not good, if you feel so. Okay, now there's no time to improve handwriting or anything. Just make the best, just present it well, it should be fine. MCQ answers, if you're showing calculation in your paper, then try to highlight the final answer with pencil or something, draw a box, do something, because it will be very difficult otherwise. If you do a lot of calculation and if your answer is mentioned somewhere, gone. Okay, if you forget to mention the option letter, okay, that will also cause losing marks. Do not risk anything, do write everything. Okay, try and do the calculations neatly in one rough column. Like, even if you don't need this part, draw a column, draw a line and do the calculation. Okay, try to make it more neat. That's all about standard paper. Now we'll be looking at the basic paper. Okay, so this is a basic paper. This is again in 2020, right? So, okay, this person has started with section A. Now see, option number, question number, everything is mentioned. Do write the question numbers in the margin. That is how it is usually done. And now see, when there are options for MCQs, do mention that as well. This paper is more well presented than the previous paper. You don't really have to strike out your workings or anything. You can leave it as it is. It's totally fine. But look at this paper. Everything is systematically written. Question number one, option, the option, whatever the option value is. Question number two, option value, the ratio. It's neatly presented. Clarity is there. Choice one, question number four. Okay. So make it easier for the examiner. Your paper is just one among many papers. So it should stand out somehow. It should be, it should be easier for the person to evaluate. That sets another impression. So that were the MCQs. All the calculations has been done in the rough column and only the final answer is written here. Only if the calculation is big, he or she has written it in the main front sheet. Then final answers are put in a box. Makes it easier. Finally, if the final answer is correct, they might not even check the steps. They'll give the marks and they'll leave. Okay, so that's another important thing. Given to prove proof. Let the height of the tower be h meters. Okay, a small intro for trigonometry questions is again needed. Next, this is a circles question again. What radius is perpendicular to the tangent? What proof you are using? How did angle OQP be 90 degree? So that explanation has to be given. Okay. Next, section B. Do start a new section on a new page. That's another thing you can do. Start a new section on a new page. Do write the formulas, especially for surface area and volumes. Even if your answer is wrong, your formula does carry mark. Okay, even if your calculation is wrong, formula does carry mark. So cylinder pi r square h, volume of the cylinder is equal to pi r square h. Do mention all that. Next, we have triangle questions. Again, given to proof. It is very important. See, all this has been ticked. It's not directly, directly the final step is not given marks. Everything is being checked. So that's about triangles. Then, yeah, complementary angles are deleted. Real numbers. Okay, let a be any positive integer. This has to be written as it is. Okay, because it's directly given in the NCERT textbook. So try and use the NCERT language itself for this question. Okay, according to Euclid's division algorithm. Okay, this is an inequality. I don't think this is there. I think it's there. Next question, we have question number 25. See, again, choice 2 is mentioned. When you're doing the next or choice 1 or choice 2, do mention it. Formula for s nth term, n by 2 into 2a plus n minus 1 into d. This formula should be mentioned. Even if you know the formula, do not directly substitute and write. Do write the formula. Because if by any chance, if your answer is wrong, formula does carry marks. That's generally all about the paper. Rest all, we don't have the question paper with us, so we can't really discuss all the questions now. Just how the paper is generally presented. That is the main motive of this video. Equal tangents from point A. This is a theorem. Okay, so just write it in your own words. Just mention it. Just to show the person that this is your approach. Okay, just to make them aware that you know all this. That's it. It will be easy. It will be fine. If you have time, do it. And if you have time, draw lines. Do all that. See, in this person has just simply put a line there. It's not even a straight line, just a line, just to show the distinction between two questions. This question is over. So the next question. Okay. So that's generally how you should be presenting your paper. It's fine if your handwriting is not good. It's not like everyone's handwriting is great or anything. Do present your best. That's it. Do not avoid having a lot of cross marks and stuff. Do the calculations in rough column. That should be fine. As long as your answer is correct, it should be fine. All right, that's all for this video. Thank you so much.